I think we've been sold a bill of goods to what it means to be successful, even just in life, period. But since we're both musicians, you can do a number on yourself that, I don't have a Grammy or I don't have whatever.
Yeah, and it's like X amount of money or whatever. I consider myself a successful musician, and I'm very comfortable in that identity, even though by pretty much any typical standard, you're going to look at me and go like, well, I don't think so, buddy. Where are the Grammys? How much money did you make, et cetera?
Well, but you know what? I would interrupt you and say, okay, I would agree with that until they hear you. And when they hear you or they hear one of your recordings, it's like, oh my gosh, he's serious. This is real,
Oh, that's good of you to say.
No, it's true. I know that for a fact. But so
identity thing, you were asking about how the shifts were.
Yeah, how, even though you said you haven't replaced one for the other, you still have gone through shifts, and that involves everything from risk to uncertainty, letting go. There's certainly, would you agree, there's a letting go of one expression and picking up another. So what were those shifts? Because I only know one musician who went from being a musician to be an anthropology PhD, and that's you.
So, I was going to say, who's that? I want to meet them.
What's that? What was that shift like for you?
Well, when we were working together, I had been playing music full time for about 14 years. I had dropped out of college at Northwestern in Chicago to start playing in blues bands playing primarily with Lonnie Brooks, who is now in the Blues Hall of Fame, I'm happy to say.
Absolutely.
So he was my first mentor, if you will, and I spent 4 years playing with him. And then eventually I moved to Tennessee, and we began working together on the television show. But that was about 14 years of playing music full time.
Wow.
And then suddenly the TV show afforded me the opportunity, because we were time and money in the same place, which is pretty rare for a musician.
Rare, yes.
To go back to school and finish my undergraduate degree, which I was really going to do just to please my mom more than anything, because I had interrupted it. It's like, and I wasn't sure even what to study till I realized that I'm very interested in culture and different cultures, and my background has been with many different cultures. So I said, well, let's try anthropology. And from then on, once I started taking anthropology courses, I decided to keep going. It took 14 more years.
Wow.
I got the PhD because I was always doing it on the side whenever I could. If we worked a full 65 on the TV show, 65 episodes, there was no time to take classes that semester. Then when we would break, and eventually I went ahead and became a professor, working part-time right there in Tennessee where I had gotten my degree.
So what was that? What did you work?
Well, I taught just like one course a semester. I was like a part-time adjunct, but I got a chance to practice the ropes of teaching and doing a little research and all of that while still playing music and playing in several bands. So it was all very, very slow shift for me. Only when I went to get my first and only full-time job as an anthropologist that I have now here at the College of Charleston was there a moment when you go, well, now the music was forefront and the anthropology was secondary, if you will, in terms of time and energy, and now the shift took place. But it wasn't that dramatic because of that, because it took so long.
So at no time did you, trying to think how to put it, did you have any...
Like a crisis?
Angst from, yeah.
No, I didn't. I had a little bit of anxiety about it, but not... Because it happened so gradually and almost imperceptibly, it wasn't that bad. Now, when I suddenly got here, then I realized, okay, something has changed.
Wow.
Well, I tried to look at the positive of it, which was now I'm totally free to make whatever kind of music I want to make. And so that's when I started paying more attention to writing songs and making recordings of those songs. I'm not working with other bands, so I'm following their dictates and that kind of music. And
really?
Right. It's pretty much whatever I want to do. So I try to look at stuff as opportunities. And again, my core identity has never changed. Even I don't tell them here, but my core identity remains that of a musician who is also an anthropologist.
I love that so much.